Hello, I decided to film the next days because I have to upload something this weekend. Anyway, today I had my final exam at the university, so I'm officially done with the second year. That sounds unreal because I just moved to Milan and then had many things, and at the same time I was studying at university, so now it's mostly over. At my university we have trimesters and I had a really tough one. We had 4 classes. I namely had language and politics, which was in English. I had social policies about welfare. I had something about EU politics and EU institutions. And I also had a class which was applied social research. And mind you, all of those are 9 credits, which is a lot. So this week I took social policies exam, which was really bad. Direttamente bocciata. For me, it was the most difficult class to follow. There were a lot of specific terms and I just couldn't study it properly. Then we had the EU politics. That one was good. It was easy to study, but I don't know what I'm going to get. If I get something lower than 25, I'm going to reject it. In Italy, we have this, like at my university, we have that thing. You can reject your mark and you can take the exam again 6 times in a year. I think that's a great thing. Italians are not going to agree because Italians are going to disagree with everything you say. And then today I had my political philosophy exam, which was from the last trimester, but I got 25 and I rejected it. And I think I'm also going to reject a 28. Italians, please don't freak out, but... And I didn't even attempt taking the applied social research exam because, I attended every single class, okay? Then the professor at some point told that we had to make a group work. I would rather take the exam next year. I don't know if anyone from my class is watching me, which they probably do because sometimes I go on random people's accounts and they follow me, but they don't talk to me at university. That's so weird. Why are you monitoring my life and then don't say ciao? You can just greet me, okay? I know I don't look like the friendliest person, but I'm not, but still you can do that. Anyway, at that point I realized that I have to stop attending this class. I'm really sorry if you're from my class and watching this, but I don't feel quite at ease. Is that okay? So today at the end I had the political philosophy exam, which I started studying last night. And I did pretty great, because it's easy. After the exam I was reading a bit, and my friends invited me to lunch, so I joined them. After that I went shopping and I got several books before going back to Istanbul. As you can understand from title, it's my last week in Milan, and on Tuesday I'm going back to Istanbul. I told myself I was going to get Italian and Spanish books because my family and theoretically I live in Istanbul. And in Istanbul, literally everywhere you can find Turkish, English and Russian books. When you go to secondhand bookshops, you can find French and German, but you can't find Italian and Spanish anywhere. I don't have books in Italian and Spanish in Istanbul. So I told myself I would get those from Milan because it's easy to find. But then I only got French and German books because everyone has their favorites. But tomorrow I will go out for Italian books again and I will be showing you. But today we have German and French, interesting enough. So once again I was at our beloved international bookshop in Milan. A lot of Milanese people ask me in my DMs, and it's this one over here. You should go there. And I'm going to show you my books. I got a lot of French books because even if Istanbul you can find French books, you can find random French books. You don't get to choose what you are going to find. So I wanted to get some literature I would enjoy. First, we have this book from Montesquieu. I got this one because we mentioned this in political philosophy class, and I already found that interesting, and today when I saw it, I decided to buy. I don't know if I've read Montesquieu before, probably I didn't, but that could be interesting. And I don't read a lot about politics. I study it, but I don't read about it. Then we have this book from Rousseau. The thing is, I really admire his language. I enjoy reading his books. And I remember seeing some of his books, which weren't directly related to politics, and which were also not translated in Turkish, and I told myself someday I would learn French at a better level and I would read them. And this book can be one of them, but I now realize that I read this 5 years ago, but still I don't remember anything. So I can read it again, probably, understanding more. Then I did some damage and I got 2 books from Flaubert. I don't know what I'm expecting out of this. It's going to be a really hard read because actually I knew that. Ich war mir dessen bewusst. He has a challenging language. And I thought this could be interesting to read for me because of the language itself. Then we have Madame Bovary. I couldn't even read this in Turkish, so I don't know what I'm expecting from myself, but it can be interesting. You learn French, use it, try it. take risks. Then I have this German novel, which is claimed to be a bestseller. Then we have this textbook, a C2 German textbook. I know I don't have a single moment of rest. I got this and not something exam specific because I'm not C2 yet. I have to get to proficiency first. And the funny thing is, when I was in Berlin, I actually got this book. Then it disappeared. So since I didn't possess it any longer, I had to buy it again, like any normal person would do. So now I'm completely free from the exams. Tomorrow I'm going to meet a friend again. Why do I say a friend? I have one friend, Vladimir. We are going to meet with Vlad tomorrow. We're going to have breakfast. I'm going to look out for Italian books. And I'll be showing what other stuff I do. Well, yesterday I've been outside for quite long, and in summer I get so overwhelmed because of the heat. And after all those hours, I was unfortunately really tired. And yesterday we went to some bookshops. I asked my friend for recommendations. We talked with other people for recommendations. But at the end, I decided to buy nothing because today I'm going to visit another bookshop. So I was like, I'm going to look myself, you know. Now we are well into afternoon, but unfortunately I haven't left yet. I hate leaving late, but still. In the morning I was feeling quite sick, so I spent my time resting and basically doing nothing. So now, to feel more alive, I'll be leaving. Today we have finally a normal weather. No more heat wave in Milan. Milan is going crazy. I know everyone in Europe is going crazy, but there's something concerning about Milan. Today I'm going to repeat some of my favorite traditions in Milan. I go to this French bakery, grab some pastries, and I go to Parco Sempione. This literally saved my entire spring this year. I love sitting there under a random tree and do whatever, study or edit videos or just read. Today I'll be taking with me my laptop and my Finnish notebook. Because of the exams, I haven't really had the time to study Finnish during the last week. So I will just take a look at what I was doing the last time I was working on Finnish. And then I have 2 books with me in Spanish and in Russian. And also I discovered a new bookshop that we're going to visit today, and hopefully I can finally get something. After my quick run to the bookstore, I'm back with 5 new books. To my surprise, 1 in German, because today's intention was getting Italian books, as you remember. So this one that I was meaning to read in French, but since I got the German version before French, why not read in German, I guess. Then I got this historical novel, which is about the post-war context in Germany. Then I have a book from Italo Calvino that I never tried reading in Italian, only in Turkish. And I think I never heard about this one, but the description seemed quite interesting. So I got this. Then I have another novel here. And then we have, another novel about the Italian resistance around World War II. So as you can see, most of the books are about, most of them are quite historical. I don't know, this is a coincidence. I just spent there 20 minutes and get the most interesting I could find. Now I'm in Parco Sempione. We still have some time before the sun sets, so obviously I will be studying Finnish and we'll be seeing that. Since I went back to studying Finnish after a while, I first checked my calendar and allocated my lessons to the following days in a way that I'll be completing A1 level soon. And I started studying. In general, I have it already written on my calendar which exercises or which lessons I'm going to do. So here I just completed one day. Now I completed one day's worth of Finnish class back in the game. And the game is supposed to end during July, so I'm about to complete A1 level. Actually, I have a really, really tiny part of the level left, so I'm quite excited. But I can also see that I need some revision. I'm happy to see that I can already understand like some small Finnish texts, or sometimes I read and my brain can just fill in the blanks, or I don't question the grammar rules, and sometimes I hear something and I'm like, I remember this from somewhere. All these feelings are really cool, and that's the reality of language learning.
Il s'agit de ruiner notre pays par le gaspillage et la corruption, Dimas, que nous ne vivons pas dans une démocratie. L'avenir de ce...
Now I'm heading to a place that I really like in the center of the city. I'll be spending time there a little bit, and then I'll be shopping, basically buying presents for my mom and sister. And then in the evening, I will come back to edit and post this video. If you ever end up in Milan and want some local tips, I think you should visit this cafe because not only is super central, but also the owner of the cafe is like the coolest girl ever. All the books that you can see around belong to her. And last time I was there, it caught my attention that she can talk to Spanish and French tourists in their language as soon as she realizes their accent. And I was like, that's a cool person. And I don't easily get impressed by people. And turns out that she thought the same thing about me, that I was an interesting person and she wanted to get to know me. And so I had some kind of small talk with her, and then I left without thinking about that. And then today when I went there, she recognized me. She asked me about school, about my life, about what I was doing, and I don't know, it made me so happy. Like, when I was there, I read this Russian book a little bit. Last year I was trying to read this, but then it seemed too difficult to me. Now I realize that it was only difficult to get to know the characters, and once you recognize them, it's actually not that much of a difficult read. But obviously I'm saying this considering I have a C1 in Russian, and I have experience reading in Russian. By the way, it was also pouring really bad. That's 6 p.m. on a summer day in Milan. Unbelievable. Then I was reading this German magazine that I got recently. I was noting down some phrases and expressions that I thought that were interesting, or that I simply did not understand. But so far I haven't looked up anything because I only wanted to read and just make some occasional notes, not actually learn something. After spending some time there, I went shopping, and the weather conditions were actually quite a bit challenging, but still it made me really happy to get rid of sun, even for a few hours. And I think that was my week. Thanks for accompanying me, and next week we'll see each other in Istanbul this time. Bye!